What's going on, people? You already know what it is. It's your boy Tune and it's Y.B.E.T.V. Today, I got a question from Almir about downhill driving. Before we get into that, go to YBETV.org and you can ask any questions that you want, whether it's about business credit, whether it's about trucking, whether it's about learning how to build credit, whether it's about whatever you want to ask. You just shoot it to me and you ask me the question and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Last but not least, go to YBETV.org/shop. You can pick up the business credit course, the business marketing course. You can pick up bundles. You can make your own bundle. You can bundle the setup where we set the business up for you with the t-shirt bundle where you could get 10 premium shirts that's got your business logo on it. Like, we got all these great things that you can get and you can have going. And we can bundle it together, get it out to you, and make sure you're happy with it. Go to YBETV.org/shop for that. Last but not least, YBE Transportation is hiring. So definitely go fill out an application. Go to YBETransportation.com. Fill out an application so you could join one of the greatest trucking companies to ever exist. The reason that I say that is because it's made by the trucker and for the trucker. And as it grows, the money is going to grow, the greatness is going to grow, and you're going to get treated with respect. Just bring a good attitude and a good DOT record with 2 years experience, and let's rock and roll. Downhill driving. Oh, man, this is a pretty good one. It's not a lot to downhill driving. Only thing you got to know is this. Number one, preparing early. If you riding down the road or you riding through Colorado or someplace like that, and being careful with those U.S. highways, because that's where this downhill thing can get really, really tricky. One of the things you got to know is your weight matter. Weight does matter. If you are fully loaded, you definitely, I would take a step down. Take a step down. Say, okay, if I go down in 6th gear normally through this grade and I'm fully loaded, and let's just say the weather conditions is a little slick or is a little, snow going down, take it down in 5th gear. Turn on that Jake brake, turn that on, and ride down. It's going to pull you back. You're not really going to be having to hit them brakes that much. You're going to ride down slow as all ever, but you're going to ride down safe. The one thing that you got to understand about downhill driving, you can't be making no mistakes on this. This is not nothing you could just say, ooh, I wasn't paying attention. No. These things can be fatal. You can go off the side of a mountain if you're not careful. So you definitely want to be really, really careful when it comes to downhill driving. Another thing is, if you got to go downhill and you feeling that unsafe, pull over to the side, let it clear up a little bit, let them come clean it up a little bit before you go down. Don't ever I don't care how much the load pays, it's not worth your life. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that at YBE Transportation, that's just one of the things. Like, that will always be said, hey, these loads are not worth your life. Now, don't get me wrong. If every day it's 3 raindrops out, it's some wind, like, look, dude, you don't need to be a truck driver. Like, you're going to have to drive through some conditions. But if you like, man, it's ice out here, my tire slipping, or it's a lot of snow, the chain law in effect. Chain law. Should I chain up? No. You should pull over. When the chain law is out of effect, move the truck. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you being at the bottom of the mountain, don't nobody make no money. And you don't get to see your family. It's heartbreaking for your family. It's heartbreaking for mine. Like, it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So that don't work out great. Now, the next thing about riding down is this. When you're going downhill, and if you do make a mistake and you smoke your brakes. Smoking your brakes means that you've been using your brakes entirely too much. You're going down the mountain, and what happens is they warm up, and then you could get to a point where you lose them. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to slow your truck down a little bit and stay off of the brakes as much as you can. And get to the bottom of that hill. Get to the bottom of that mountain. Stay calm. That is one of the biggest things that you can do. Just stay calm. Do not freak out. Now, one of the worst things that you could do is start a huge grade out of gear. So when you going down these, going like down Donna's Pass and the Cabbage Patch and things like that, don't go out of gear. because you will end up like it. Sometimes you go reach the point of no return. If you going down and you start and you going and you make it to 60 miles per hour, it's pretty much like you. It, I don't know how you could turn that around. I don't know how you could turn that around. You probably gonna smoke your brakes, and if you lucky, you will make it down that thing in one piece. But like that's just one of those things. Last but not least, I want to tell you guys about these U.S. highways. When you're going through Colorado, you're going through Utah, you're going through Oregon, all these mountainy places. One of the things that I want to just tell you guys about before I end this video is U.S. highways. The U.S. highways, I've been through the majority of the big, interstates going through the country. And I done been through some tough ones, some tough grades where you going down and is a big percentage, 7%, 8% grade. And you ride down, you take your time and you do what you need to do. But a lot of the way you don't feel too bad. You feel pretty safe when you're going down, especially if you take it in the right gear. You be pretty cool. You be sitting back chilling. But I've been down some grades on some U.S. highways that you be like, man, it's got to been some people that died on this day because these things are ridiculous. Like, be very, very careful when you're going through these U.S. highways in these states where they are known for mountains. Some of these, I done went down a mountain on a U.S. highway in Utah. I wish I would have wrote it down in my phone or something. It was ridiculous. Like, it was and I went down empty, and it was scary as all hell. It was one lane. It was like a guardrail on the side that you could go straight off of. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, it was the scariest thing that I've ever rolled on since I've been trucking. So be very, very mindful and very careful of those U.S. highways. A lot of them not lit well. I'm just telling you, like, be very mindful and careful. That's all I could say. So be careful, be mindful. Go down in the right gear. Watch out for those grade signs. Be mindful of it. Make sure you're watching your signs, and the bigger percentage go down in the lower gear. And if you are heavy, go down slower. And if you start off in fourth gear and you're going down, you might as well ride that thing. Don't try to take it out again. Be like, man, it's going down too slow. While you're going down the grade, you take it out again, try to get it in the fifth. Don't do it. If you start off in four, end it four. People going to be mad. They're going to be honking, but it'll be okay. Next time, your Jake brake is a little stronger. So, hey, you can go down in fifth. But be very mindful, be very careful. I hope that's helpful, and I hope that saves some lives. And I hope y'all make it home and see y'all family. You already know this your boy Tunchi and this Y.B.E.T.V. If you don't want to end up in a box, think outside of it. Y.B.E.T.V.